I went to Stonehenge for the first time recently after writing this song, after writing Sun Stand Still, but I still went. Did a little day trip actually, so we went to like the Avebury Circle. We saw Silbury Hill in the distance, the West Kennet Long Barrow, which is like a probably a tomb, they think, a Stone Age tomb, and then Stonehenge. And it's funny, so they've got a sort of modern visitor centre, which makes it seem like a tourist attraction, but that's quite a distance away and sort of further down the landscape, so you can't see it from Stonehenge. So you either do a long walk or you take the there's a bus up to Stonehenge and then you walk around. We weren't there during the solstice itself. Sun Stand Still, the name of the song, that's what the word solstice means. So the song is about the midwinter solstice, and when you go to Stonehenge there's sort of a rope around it, so you can't go up to it unless you're there during the solstice, which I'm tempted by, but you get a lot of people there who are members of sort of modern pagan religions, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of any religion, and in particular those modern religions sort of claiming old things that have nothing to do with them seems a bit strange to me. I know, it feels a bit odd. I'm not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure I'd want to do that. But I love that experience. I recommend, if you're in that part of the world, that you should go and just see this connection to an ancient culture, right? We don't really know what any of those things are there for, but obviously they were important culturally, and it's worth going to see. And how does it connect to the song? How does it connect to Sun Stand Still, apart from the title? Well, the midwinter, the middle of winter, has been important for a long time. Sometimes Christians talk about the true meaning of Christmas, and try and claim that their religion is somehow significant, and of course it's significant to them, and won't want to diminish that, but you don't get to claim that time of year for other people, right? People have been celebrating and marking the midwinter solstice since long before the Romans started nailing people to crosses. We might call it Christmas now, but that's not more significant than, I know, calling Thursday. Fine. Does anyone now think that Thor is important? To an extent, yeah, but no one's worshipping him. No one's worshipping him. No one's suggesting other people fall in line with the worship of Thor because it's Thursday. Similarly with Christmas, don't care if we're calling that time of year Christmas. Does not belong to Christians. It's a time that's been important for a much longer period of time. Having said all that, this is not actually a super serious song. Sun Stand Still is lyrically, it's a load of little vignettes of characters doing slightly odd things in the middle of winter. That's all it is. There's someone swimming in an icy lake. There's someone burrowing under the snow. There's someone letting off fireworks sort of as a weapon, aiming at his sister. There's someone making a sacrifice to ensure that the days get longer. There's someone... my favourite one is an artist who is still bitter about the ex that left him, so he's made an ice sculpture of her and is then melting it with a blowtorch. Silly, but I like all those little vignettes. I'm proud of this set of lyrics, actually. So I think it's a good, fun little set of lyrics. And then the chorus is just about this time of year. The sun is standing still. I like that time of year. I like the midwinter. I like that. The feeling that a lot of the social rules don't count and have stopped, at least for a brief time, which is, I feel, good, because I think it's good to be reminded that a lot of social rules are kind of arbitrary and silly, it's got a mood to it. It's got sort of a wintry, contemplative mood to it. Musically, it's pretty simple. It's a couple of chords in the verse, a couple of chords in the chorus. Another thing I really like is the violin part. It's actually sampled violins. Haven't got the money to hire a violin player, but they're good quality samples. I think we've got a good little melody going in the violin parts in the choruses as well. The first version of the song, which is up on my YouTube channel somewhere, I'll do you a link, is I did for February album writing month, and it's there. February album writing month. If you don't know, songwriting challenge every year. Thousands of us get together and try and write an album of songs in the month of February. 14 songs, unless it's a leap year, in which case 14 and a half. So there's a sort of a first draft version of it out there where the drums are a bit louder and hasn't got the violin parts. So if you want to hear how a song arrangement can develop, that version's out there for you to have a listen. But yeah, that's Sun Stand Still.